Hi, my name is Lyric, and today we are going to be selecting our all-star votes for the 2023 season. I'm doing this very last minute because I haven't been able to record videos for the past few months, so first video in a while about me actually in it. Hello. We're going to be picking my picks, so who I think should be the all-star starters for the 2023 all-star game in Utah. And I'm also gonna, I think, pick my bench. I know the audience, the fans do not vote on the bench. That's like picked by the media, the coaches and stuff, and but didn't mean to do that. But I think I should pick it. Who I opinion should be on the bench for us. I know what I'm picking this pretty late, so I know what I'm gonna pick is not what's actually gonna be. Because I know y'all are voting for LeBron. Right now, the votes are LeBron and AD are both gonna start in the All-Star game. 2 All-Star starters for a team that is the 13th seed. That's pretty insane, including one of those players who've missed half the season. So that's pretty insane. So let's go on to who I think should be the All-Stars. Starting off with the West, let's start off with the guard position. The first option I think here is pretty obvious. I'm going to go with Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic, currently this season, as you can see, is averaging 34 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists a game. With no exaggeration, I know I'm a Mavs fan, I'm a bit biased, but that is absolutely insane. I think he's up there with MVP voting. I think the MVP currently is between either him or Jokic, and yeah, I think Luka obviously at the start in the All-Star game. The man had a 60-20-10 game with obviously the greatest comeback in NBA history against the Knicks. He obviously has to be here. Now the second spot for the guards for the West is where it gets hard. So we can scroll down here and get a few options here. So we got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is averaging 31 a game, which is pretty insane, along with 6 assists. But his team is the 12th seed. I would not want someone whose team is the 12th seed starting. Maybe. If there's a better option, which I think there is a better option in this case, and that is Ja Morant. I'm not going Steph Curry. Steph Curry has missed too many games, and his team is not good enough. I don't think where he's starting. I think he makes it off the bench, 100%, and he's going to make it because of the votes. But in my ballot, I'm going to put Ja Morant as starting over Steph Curry. This season, he's averaging 28 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists a game, and his team is currently, as of recording this, tied for the number 1 seed. So, I mean, best player on a team tied for the number 1 seed, and he's played way more games than Curry, only averaging 1 less point, averaging more assists, a little 0.4 less rebounds. I think it has to. I'm going to have to go with Ja Morant as the second guard for the West. So my guards for the West are going to be Luka Doncic and Ja Morant. Now we're going to the front court. And the first pick, very, very obvious here. We're going with Nikola Jokic, currently my front runner for league MVP. He's averaging a triple-double if you round up. He's averaging 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists if you round up. He's 0.3 assists off, technically, of averaging a triple-double. And he's doing it on the most insane efficiency you've ever seen in your life. He's shooting over 60% from the field, while averaging 25 a game. He's averaging, I think, 62% from the field, while averaging 25 a game, and it's not. And he's also shoots like mid-range shots. He's not like a guy like Rudy Gobert, only shooting at the basket. He shoots mid-range shots. He shoots threes. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. He's arguably the greatest passer. Just stop the sentence there. Just stop the sentence there. Arguably the greatest passer. It's not even arguable that he's the greatest passing big man anymore. You can just stop the sentence. He's arguably the greatest passer. Period. All right, now we go on to our next 2 front court players, which is going to be a bit hard for me. We could go, I would not go Anthony Davis because he was playing like he would be an all-star starter when he was playing, but he has missed so much time now. He shouldn't be starting, I don't think. LeBron James is playing like a man possessed at 38 years old in his 20th season. I am highly considering him. He is averaging 29, 8, and 7. His team is really bad, though, but I am strongly considering him. Domantas Sabonis is averaging 19, 13, and 7. Currently, he's leading the league in rebounds. He's doing great all around. The Kings are a really good team. I'm strongly considering him starting. I wouldn't have Cat starting. I think our second starter, though, is going to be Zion Williamson. Zion has missed the last few weeks, but when he was playing, he was going absolutely insane. Played more games than like a guy like Anthony Davis, so I think I would have him start here. He's having 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists a game on the season on, I think, like 60% from the field. Insane efficiency. And he led the Pelicans to the number 3 seed They're the 1 seed there for quite a bit. They're now the number 3 seed. And though he has missed some time, I still think he deserves to start in the All-Star game, being the best player on the 3 seed. And I think he's by far the best player on the 3 seed, because Brandon Ingram has barely even played this season, which is actually insane. You would think Zion would be the one that wouldn't be playing the most of the season, considering how his injury issues have been. But it's actually been Brandon Ingram, been missing most of the season with an injury. So yeah, I'd have Zion starting. And for our third starter, I'm going between these 3 right here. It's not going to be like Kawhi or anybody. He hasn't played nearly enough games. Not going to be any of these guys down here. I think it's between either LeBron James, Domantas Sabonis, or Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen is having an absolutely insane year. He is averaging 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists a game on insane efficiency. He's shooting over 50% from the field. I think at 53% from the field, over 40% from 3. Good free throw shooter. I mean, he's insane. The Jazz, though, they started off as the 1 seed. They're the 9th seed right now. The Kings are the 5th seed. And the Lakers are worse than the Jazz. But I think I have to go with LeBron here. Even though his team's the 12th seed, LeBron is still averaging 29, 8, and 7. Like, that's still, like, prime LeBron numbers. I know he's not in his prime anymore, but he's still putting up prime LeBron numbers. And there's not a front runner like the Shea versus Morant issue, where there's, like, a best player on the best team in the conference competitor with him, because there's 2 competitors on the 9th seed and the 5th seed, which those are higher seeds, but I don't think they're playing well enough to surpass LeBron as the starter here. So I would have LeBron starting in the All-Star game here for the West. So that goes for my Western starters: Luka Doncic, Ja Morant, Nikola Jokic, Zion Williamson, and LeBron James. Now let's go into the East. For the guards, now this is pretty hard to choose. My first pick I'm going to do is going to be Donovan Mitchell. This is a pretty obvious pick for me. The guy's averaging 29 a game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, doing it on insane efficiency, shooting well over 40% from 3 this year. He had a 71-point, 11-assist game. I think by the numbers, in terms of like the game score advanced stat, that is the 3rd greatest game ever, only behind Kobe's 81 and Jordan's 69, 18, and 6. Like, that's insane. 71 points and 11 assists is nuts. And his team's currently the 5th seed, I think. Not as high as you think it would be, but as they were at the start of the season, they were like the number 2 seed for a while. But yeah, I definitely have Donovan Mitchell starting. Now the second starter, I think, is a close race. You could have a guy like James Harden here is leading the league in assists, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists a game. He's having a great year. I don't think he starts in the All-Star game, though, because he has actually missed quite a bit of time. Sorry. And I don't think he's played quite as good as some guys. Trae Young's averaging 27 points and 10 assists a game. His efficiency has not been as good, though, and his team currently is ass. His team's like the 9th seed. And obviously Trae Young plays no defense or anything. I feel like there are some guards that are better. I think I would go here with Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has been the 2nd best player on the best team in the league, averaging 27 points a game, while playing alongside a 30-point-a-game scorer, which is really impressive. If you're playing alongside a 30-point-a-game scorer and you're averaging 27, you're pretty damn good. I don't think Jaylen Brown is that much worse than Jason Tatum, which is insane, because Jason Tatum, I think, is like a top 10 player in the league pretty unanimously. He's a superstar. So I would have Jaylen Brown as the second starter here. Donovan Mitchell and Jaylen Brown as my starting guards for the East. Now we go into the front court for the East, which is when things get difficult, because there are 4 guys here that all should start, but they can't. Those 4 guys are Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, and Kevin Durant. Look at their numbers. Joel Embiid is averaging 34 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, insane efficiency. His team's the 4th seed. Giannis is averaging 31 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, one of the best defenders in the league. His team's the 3rd seed. Jason Tatum's averaging 31 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. His team is the best team in the league. Durant is averaging 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. his team's the 2nd seed. And Durant is doing this on all-time great efficiency this season. He is shooting 56% from the field for a perimeter player. That is nuts. All right, the first guy I'm going to pick here to start for the front court. It's really difficult. I think it's either between... I'm going to go Kevin Durant. The guy is averaging 30 points on 56%. And his team's the number 2 seed. He is going to miss some time, but as of recording this, he's only missed, I think, 1 game since his injury. He'll miss a few games by then, but I still don't think that those few games take away from his insane efficiency and average this season. And his team's still the 2 seed as of recording this. I think by the end, he'll fall out of the MVP ballot because he's going to miss like a month. But as right now, I think he's 3rd in the MVP race. I think it's probably Jokic, Luka, and then Durant. Right then. And then probably you go to Tatum, then Embiid, then Giannis. Or, I don't know, bro. That's how you know it's insane. When Giannis is 6th in the MVP race. What? Alright, then we go to between these 3 guys. Really hard to choose here. I'm going to go Joel Embiid. His team's the 4th seed, and he's averaging 34 points a game. While also being a good defender, a sane efficiency. I think he has to start. There's no way you average 34 points a game on great efficiency while also being a good defender, and your team's the top 4 seed, and you don't start in the All-Star game. That just doesn't happen. I don't believe that. And then we're talking between these 2 guys, Giannis and Tatum. Giannis has had a bad week. As of recording this, in the last week, he's had a 9-point game and a 7-point game. But overall, he's averaging more points, more rebounds, and more assists, and is a better defender. Tatum does have the team advantage, but as I said, he has Jaylen Brown, who I think is a great player. I think he has more help. I'm going to pick Giannis as the 3rd starter here, and I'm going to have Jason Tatum. I know it's hard to say because he is the best player on the best team in the league right now, and I do have his teammate who isn't as good starting, which seems wrong, but it's just because the front court is more strong than the guards in the East, so that's why. I'm not saying Jaylen Brown's better than Jason Tatum, obviously, but it's just how it goes because of what's happening here. So, for the East, the starters I have Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, which is one of the most stacked all-star lineups I've ever seen. So, we're going to submit here. This is my all-star votes for 2023. For the West, Luka Doncic, John Morant, Nikola Jokic, Zion Williamson, and LeBron James. Versus the East, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. And if I were to select captains, I'd probably go Team Nikola versus Team Kevin. Team Jokic versus Team Durant. Because I think Jokic is leading the MVP race. I'd put Durant at 3rd in the MVP race currently. So, yeah. Let's search players here before we submit so I can tell you who I think probably would be on my bench. So, okay, so how the All-Star game works, so we're going to have to select 2 more guards for the East, for the West, and for the East. So, starting off, hold up, if we go back to review picks, we can look at just guards, which will make this easier. Wait, no, I can't do that, okay. We're just going to have to look at guards over here. So, guards for the West, I think we have to go Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Steph Curry as the 2 other guards. 2 guards off the bench. Shai is averaging 31 a game. There's no way you don't make the All-Star game averaging 31 a game. I'm sorry. I don't care what seed your team is. You are averaging 31 points a game. You're making the All-Star game. And the second guard has to be Steph Curry. The guy's averaging 29, 6, and 7. He's actually arguably having his best season right now. If you don't, just from an individual standpoint, not from a team standpoint. His team is bad. But Steph Curry, he's having all-time great efficiency this year. He was out for a while, but I still think he is an all-star. I still think he would definitely make the All-Star game in here. Now we go into the 3 Western front court players I would have off the bench. And things are going to get hard here. We can look down a little bit more. Domantas Sabonis is the first player I'd have here. Yeah, Sabonis. Actually, we can make this easier. Let's just remove someone here, and then we add them back when we submit it. Yeah, I have Sabonis coming off the bench for the All-Star game. I mean, the guy's averaging 19 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists. That's literally like Jokic stats from like 3 years ago before he was like an MVP. He was when he was still like an All NBA player. And Sabonis, obviously not on like a Jokic level as of a passer, and obviously not a good defender, but like he's leading the league in rebounds. He's still a great playmaking big man. And I think he's the best player on the Kings, and they are currently the 5th seed in the West. They're going to make their first playoff appearance in 16 years. I think he deserves to be in the All-Star game. And I'm also going Lauri Markkanen off the bench here as a front court player for the West. He's averaging 25 points a game. I think he's got to be most improved player. Lauri Markkanen has to be most improved player. The guy's averaging 25 a game on insane efficiency. He's literally prime Dirk Nowitzki. I don't understand. I don't understand what happened. Dirk decided to put himself into Lauri Markkanen. Pause. And this is what we have now. The third pick is quite difficult. We could go. Jaren Jackson Jr. I think is actually like a league candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. So I think that maybe puts him in the discussion. Christian Wood's averaging 18 points a game on the 4th seeded Mavs. Aaron Gordon's averaging 17 points on the number 1 seed, which is pretty insane. Draymond Green is a great defender, but I don't think he's good enough to be on the All-Star game if his team's not that good. Okay, now we're getting into like what are we looking at down here? We could go Paul George. Andrew Wiggins has missed too many games. Mikal Bridges has not been that good. Aaron Gordon, 17 points a game on the best team in the West. That's pretty good. Is it better than like a guy like Paul George though? 24, 6 and 5. He's the 6th seed. Honestly, I think I'd go Aaron Gordon on this one. I mean, he has been great for the Nuggets, man. The second best player on the 1st seed in the West. I think he deserves. Yeah, I think he deserves it to be on the All-Star game. I would have Aaron Gordon this All-Star game. I think he's the Andrew Wiggins of this, I think he's going to be the worst player in the All-Star game, but still, second best player on the 1st seed, averaging 17 points a game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, good defender. And he's been clutch for the Nuggets this season. He had that great dunk as well. He'll be great for the All-Star game. Yeah, I have Aaron Gordon off the bench for my All-Star game. That might be a controversial choice. If you have some better choice, maybe I'm wrong on that one. I don't know. Thinking about it. But, yeah, so let's put LeBron back in here. And let's look what guards. And no, okay. So that's our 5, and then I think we need 2 wild cards as well. Just 2 players that don't have to be in any specific position. And I think our 2 players for that would have to be Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard first. Damian Lillard, his team is ass, but he's averaging 28 points and 7 assists a game. I think he has to make it. I don't think Anthony Edwards has been good enough to justify him being the 11th seed, like him being like the 10th seed, like barely in the play-in, like Lillard has been playing. 21 points a game on the 3rd seed, CJ McCollum, or De'Aaron Fox. Ooh. Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole both averaging 20 a game this season. Desmond Bane, he was playing like an all-star for a bit. I wouldn't say now. Jordan Clarkson, but I don't think the Jazz are good enough to have 2 all-stars in the all-star game. I think I'd go De'Aaron Fox as the second wild card. I don't think I saw any other front court players that I was like, oh, yeah, they have to make the all-star game. I think the 2 wild cards that I'd put for the West would be Damian Lillard and De'Aaron Fox. All right. So, overall, I think my West all-star game, you see the starters right here. On my bench would be Steph Curry, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Domantas Sabonis, Lauri Markkanen, Aaron Gordon, Damian Lillard, and De'Aaron Fox. So now we're going on to the East off the bench. The 2 guards I have off the bench. All right, I have Kyrie Irving, first of all. The guy's averaging 26 points a game, the 2nd seed. I think he's a lock. He has to be on there. Jalen Brunson averaging 22 points, 7 assists. And the Knicks are pretty good. They're the 6th seed. But did he deserve to make it over Trae Young or James Harden? No. I think, or Tyrese Halliburton. Ooh. I think James Harden. I want to say Tyrese Halliburton, but James Harden is averaging more points, rebounds, and assists than Tyrese Halliburton. I think we're gonna have to go James Harden off the bench. Off the bench here. And the Sixers are doing well now. They're the fourth seed. I think the two guards would be Kyrie Irving and James Harden off the bench there. All right, now we go on to our three front court off the bench. First is obviously going to be Jason Tatum, because he very nearly made the starters. So Jason Tatum off the bench, that's clear. And then the two others are more difficult. Pascal Siakam, 26, 8, and 6. His team is really bad though. Currently, Jimmy Butler. Julius Randle's actually having a really good year. He's having 24 points and 10 rebounds, and he's not actually being that inefficient this year. Like he was being like last year. He was super inefficient and stuff. Brook Lopez, Defensive Player of the Year. These last two are difficult. I think I'd probably go. I think Bam has been playing better than Jimmy this year. I'd probably go Julius Randle. I'll go Julius Randle and Pascal. Yeah. I'll go Julius Randle and Pascal for the two front courts here. But I wouldn't be mad if you chose Bam Adebayo for that spot as well. So, yeah, I'll go Julius Randle and Pascal off the bench. I think Julius Randle deserves it. The Knicks are the 6th seed. They deserve it. Brunson barely doesn't make it because, James Harden and Kyrie Irving are good at basketball. But the two wildcards, though, I think I would pick him. Would Trae Young... wait, I don't think I could pick him over Trae Young. I think I can't do that in my right mind. Nah, I think off the two wildcards, I have to pick Trae Young and Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah. My two wildcards for the East will have to be Trae Young and Tyrese Halliburton. Sorry, Jalen Brunson, but it's just not how it be. There's too many good guards in the East, so I would go Trae Young and Tyrese Halliburton as the two wildcards off the bench. All right. So overall, here's my picks that are actually going in for the starters. For the West, Luka Doncic, Ja Morant, Nikola Jokic, Zion Williamson, and LeBron James. And the picks I would unofficially, can't submit, but I would pick for the bench would be Steph Curry, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Domantas Sabonis, Lauri Markkanen. Who would I pick? Aaron Gordon, Damian Lillard, and De'Aaron Fox. And for the East, my official starters going in are Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And my unofficial picks off the bench are going to be Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Jason Tatum, Julius Randle, Pascal Siakam, Trae Young, and Tyrese Halliburton. Do you agree? Disagree? We're going to review and submit right here. Alright, sorry I had to cut out that part because it just revealed my personal information. But we're going to submit our votes right here. Our votes are in currently, so vote again on the NBA app. We can vote again if we want to in 24 hours, apparently. All right. So do you agree or disagree with my picks? Debate in the comment section below because I like arguing with people. It's fun. Bye.